Hey guys, it's Ryan here with Hobbies Man once again, and today is the start of a new channel. Today we're going to be doing the first video, the first kind of thing that I will properly publish here on the Sword and Sorcery book channel or book club channel, and that is this kind of reading challenge that I kind of set for myself with what happened at the end of the last issue of Conan, and kind of leading into the Blackstone comic event, right? So this is going to be called the Road to Battle of the Blackstone reading event or reading challenge, whatever you want to call it. I hope that you guys join me on it, but if you don't, that's fine. I just kind of wanted to look at the different stories that kind of lead into what the Battle of the Blackstone is supposed to be, right? So this is the introduction video. I will do another video later today at the same day that I publish this, which will be a kind of a short recap of issues 0 through 12. And then from there, I will be looking at the first Solomon Kane story, which is the Red Shadow. So that'll be video 2. Video 3 will be Dark Agnes, the first introduction for her, which is Sword Woman. Video number 4 will either be Conrad and Kirawan through the Children of the Night, and also this fragment story that is available as the last story in the Horror Stories of Robert E. Howard, which I'm mostly reviewing because Jeff Shanks used it as a starting point for his foray into writing comic books, and I wanted to read this before the Battle of the Blackstone came out, right? So yeah, video 5 is supposed to be the El Borak story, so this will be Daughter of Erlik Khan. Video 6 will be the Serpent War, and this isn't really a short story. This is actually a comic book series created by Jim Zub while he worked as the Conan writer for Marvel. And the reason I wanted to add this in here is because this is more or less the first attempt that Jim had at creating this like Robert E. Howard character crossover event, right? So in the Serpent War, which I have not read yet, I will read it for this video though, we get to see how Jim Zub handles the crossover of Conan and Solomon Kane and Dark Agnes, and also Moon Knight is there because it was a Marvel event, so there you go. And I'm a big fan of Moon Knight and a big fan of Conan, so I want to see how Jim, who I'm also a big fan of, manages to kind of handle this in preparation for how he's going to handle the Battle of the Blackstone, right? Because it's more or less a pretty similar sounding event just from like how we're looking at it, from the onset here, but I'm not really sure what order we're going to be here. It's either going to be video 4 is the Conrad and Kirawan story, or it's Serpent War. And then the other one that's left over will be video 6, leading up to the release of Savage Sword of Conan number 4, which will be the official start of the Blackstone series, right? So that's kind of it for that. I mean, there really isn't too much else to say here beyond the fact that there's also 2 extra stories that you can read if you want to. I think I will read them, or at least one of them, because the other one is kind of hard to kind of get, right? So the 2 extra stories are The Blackstone, which is another horror story. I can't remember who Jeff told me the narrator for this story is, but The Blackstone basically is the introduction to this substance, right? This eldritch rock from space. I don't know too much about this story, but this is one of the extras that I wanted to include. I will probably read it at some point. And the other one is Marches of Valhalla, right? So if you notice from my list, we have Solomon Kane and Dark Agnes and Conrad and Kirawan and El Borak and stuff, but we are missing James Allison, which is the first character that we see in the Free Comic Book Day issue for 2024, right? He is the guy that lives in like a little town outside of San Antonio or something in that issue, right? So the reason why I didn't have a video for him was because the Marches of Valhalla is a story that's not actually available in any of the books that I own, right? So I would have to buy the Robert E. Howard Foundation Swords of the North, I think that's what it's called, Swords of the North book. That's $40 and it would not get here on time, so I don't think I would want to buy it. And I might find it somewhere online. I think it might be, past its what's it called? It's copyright date, right? So I might be able to find it online, but a quick Google search didn't really show it to me, so I'm not really sure that it's available. So those are 2 kind of missing stories that I may or may not do depending on my availability and how long it takes me to do all of these other videos, right? So yeah, so hopefully this whole reading challenge, besides the 2 extra stories that I mentioned just now, will be done by the time that the first issue of Battle of the Blackstone releases. Will that be the case? I don't know, but hopefully it will be. My plan is to release a video every Sunday on this new channel, the Sword and Sorcery Book Club, in order to kind of build up hype and interest, and also share knowledge of these characters with you guys if you guys aren't aware of who they are before the big event comes out, right? Then it's not really that big of an event. I think it's only a 4-issue series, but it is a culmination of all of the stuff that we've seen through this first year of publication, right? So I want to kind of treat it with the respect that I think it deserves, and hopefully other people in the community want to do the same thing, want to join me on this challenge. You know, it'll probably flop, but that's not really the point. The point is I want to bring this information to you guys, and I think it's fun to do even if I'm the only one doing it, right? So there you go. Those are my plans for this reading challenge. I hope you guys join me. I hope you guys are here every week that I put up a video, and hopefully you guys continue to enjoy the channel and subscribe and like and all that stuff, because I am trying to start this channel, grow it, and then make this like my Conan channel for, you know, the foreseeable future, right? So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.